And we live.
Hi, stream.
Hi, stream.
Hey.
Ugh. Bleh. Ugh. Okay. Then let's get started. If I can scoot in my chair, it's not working. There we go. And let's get started. There's not much of a summary for last week, as we started with you all in the roads, and Gira debriefed with the rest of the party all of the documents that he found in the safe, and Z commented that he wasn't too keen, he wasn't too fond of the fact that Gira took it out of the safe, and wanted to return it, and Gira was like, yeah, we can do that tomorrow, failing to mention the lot of money that you also took out of that safe and did not tell the rest of the party about. And then you all went to bed. It was into the night when Haskell woke up to the sound and light entering his room and somebody entering the room, and Haskell gets the jump on them, and Elba wakes up next door, and eventually everyone else wakes up to the lovely surprise of a assassination attempt. And you guys managed to quite effectively get rid of them. And after jumping out some windows and running downstairs, you kill all but one, or at least incapacitate all but one, who one of them managed to get away if you would have done a head count later. And after searching bodies, you found a note that addressed Poppy as the person who sent the people after you. Poppy Netsk, the lady down in the guild's undercellar, in case you forgot. And after sending for the guards and getting some things taken care of that night, you all went back to bed. And that's where we ended the session, as you went back to bed and completed your rest. Eli, I imagine you're getting up early to go to the museum.
Yep, more of the same. Now,
Yeah.
also from this point on, he is sleeping facing the door.
Okay. You went back into your room, shut the door behind you, and turned around.
Well,
Yeah.
just as a reminder, because I did mention this last week, but Z did go with Eli, and
Yeah.
he's
Sleep
using.
in Eli's bed.
Yeah, he's sleeping in the bed that Eli doesn't use.
Yep. Yep. Then Eli, you probably are the first up, awake, functioning,
Up as well.
and Gira would be up. And Eli, you head out back towards the High Hollow Wonders. Gira has plans too.
Yep. Oh, I forgot. I'm honestly probably just walk with him.
Yeah, the two of you, I imagine, run into each other in the hall, and head into Baldur's Gate together.
I would leave a note for the party as well, letting him know that I went into town early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you guys get to the Black Dragon Gate, you're let in. And that's probably around the spot you two would separate, as Gira would have to head left towards the wide, and Eli right, over towards the Temples District and the Artificer House. I know what Gira's doing. You're shopping. Is there anything else you plan to do that I'm unaware of?
I would probably actually end up after shopping. I would probably head out the Eastern Gate and head.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Fuck. I'm not sure how I want to spread out the rest of the gold. I mean, I guess I would just spend like the beginning of the afternoon just going to a bunch of different places that I know, like guess help the poor parts of town, and just like giving them bags of gold.
Yeah, you head out of the inner city and into the outer city, to like different. I imagine. I think you mentioned this before, like any orphanages you know of, or just
Soup kitchens, that kind of thing. Anything that's helping the downtrodden, pretty much. And I would do so.
Yeah.
Like, I would be probably just sleight of handing it onto like their belts or whatever. Tug and like go like leaving quickly. So
Yeah.
that they were like oh, somebody just took my shit, and then they look back and they just have this giant pouch of gold on there.
Marketing. Anti-theft.
Yeah. Cool.
Oh, and I was doing all my shopping as Poppy.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you once you separate from Eli, you duck behind like into some alley and cast disguise self and disguise yourself very effectively as Poppy. And head into the wide and start doing your shopping for the morning. And Eli, it's the same old. You go to the place, you wait until Nicole Black shows up and lets you in. As far as the rest of you go, you all wake up a little later into the day. Z, you wake up. Eli's gone. And the rest of you wake up in your rooms. I don't know what everyone else plans to do for today, but you have the day to yourselves. The only plans you have is tonight. You're expecting to attend a meeting.
Do when we sell stuff, does it sell for half value or full?
It's a good question.
Half value, I'm pretty sure, because the merchants need to get a cut.
Sell it at full
Probably. Yeah. 5e selling items. Rules. I'll look it up. Selling magic items is problematic. Blah 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 blah. General rule on.
Gate, but
Yeah. As a general rule, half their cost when sold in a market. For arms, armor, and other equipment. Magic items sell.
I was specifically looking for armor, just like mundane armor.
Then yeah, if you're selling armor, then it'd be half.
Okay. I need more gold.
Oh, yes. I was going to address that before continuing, but then I got distracted.
Got it.
Yeah, I'll do it now. I imagine it was sometime last night when you guys were playing Gira that Galeen separated to go do something, and she probably came back to the Rose later that night after the assassination attempt happened. And it's likely in the morning that she would have addressed this all to you, that she found a lead regarding her family, and is going to separate, at least for now. Although there is possibility of her rejoining with the group if things ever align correctly, but it seems like her personal goals lie outside of this path, away from Baldur's Gate and north. At the moment, at least.
Alright.
Alright. Well, wish her luck on their journey then.
But yeah, I don't know if there's anything specific people want to get done today other than Eli and Gira. If there is, say so. If not,
So, Gira, you're shopping for the aforementioned magic items, right? Is that what you're doing?
he is. I think he's BRB.
Okay, yeah, he is. So the only thing is, depending on when Gira wants to hand them off to Eli, Eli would pretty much present them to Professor Black and be like, "Hey, put these into my body.
Mm-hmm.
Affix them to me."
Yeah.
And they pretty much have like some sort of like a not affinity, but some sort of like attraction to him. Like magical items are drawn to his body and sort of they appear to fit in rather easily, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's got magic.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of if that happens today or if he brings the items in tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. I
How
mean,
many more days until the cult gets here?
how many more days? You guys were told that they were arriving around the 1st of Flame Roll. It's currently the 26th of the month before Kythorn. So you have
5 days.
4 more days.
Or
5 more days.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah,
So
depending on whether
30
there's...
days in a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
We had
always
5 days when we interrogated the elf. The trap.
No. We still had less than a 4.
I thought he. I
It was
could have
10.
sworn he said that we had 5 days. I mean, I'll pull up my notes real quick.
I could have been wrong.
I mean, even
That
then,
one time.
that was like a day or 2 days ago. So
It call arriving in Baldur's
When we
Gate.
talked to him, Fox Traveler said 5 days from the day that we interrogated him.
Then that could have been me.
And
It
Resimir
was,
the
it was
Black.
10 days after we arrived in Baldur's Gate that they were supposed to show up, from what I remember.
Yeah. You were told by Leosin and on Dark Room that it could be anywhere from like 5 to a 10 day that they showed up, which that would have been the 2nd. If it
And
was
then
10 days from when you showed up.
Then we
And then
further confirmed it was more
5 days.
specific day. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's apparently Resimir the Black will be the one that'll be leading the group in 5 days. From that was the day that we got the information.
That might have been me. He would know.
So you just counted the days wrong, and it'll.
I might
it'll
just
be-
count the days wrong.
Okay, that's fine.
The point is they are arriving on the 1st, and today's the 26th.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So all right.
I'll
okay.
put it in
Awesome.
calendar for you. Here you go.
Do we actually have a shared calendar?
Yes. Here. You have to drag it out to see it correctly, but I use it to keep track of things at least.
Oh, you made it the worst way possible. Good lord, this is gonna be so much work to keep
They're
up.
just tables. It's fine.
There's tables.
The thing with doing it with tables like this is that Roll20 can screw you over so hard when you edit a table.
I'll be fine.
I mean, I love that the tables are different sizes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they
One has information, the other does not.
yeah, they adapt to
Yeah.
the content. All right. God, if we ever fuck up and damage the document, we're so fucked.
I mean,
I'll just fix it.
Alright.
It's okay.
It gives me great anxiety.
You guys
But-
should be able to edit it though.
Yes. Yeah, I can.
Yeah. And if you do fuck it up, I have everything also in my the GM notes section,
Got it.
so I can just re-copy paste it. And it's okay.
So yeah,
I just
Eli's
noticed
pretty
the
much just
frequency.
doing his 9 to 5 in the shop
Yep.
until the cultists get here. So there's really nothing that Eli's doing differently for the next 5 days.
Eskel is essentially going to just make his way out of the city or to a park or something because
Mm-hmm.
the city is awful.
I don't think there's any parks in Baldur's Gate.
Lame.
Hang on, I can see some trees right there.
Nope, that's just a gathering of druids.
Right there, there's a tiny park on view. Come on.
What? Oh, well, 20 is telling me
There's
my
some
connection's
grass
bad.
Yeah,
growing
I'm
down
currently the only person in roll 20 according to
Same.
mine.
Yeah,
Same on my end.
Thanks, roll 20.
Yeah.
Love you, Roll20.
If I tap in chat, can you guys see it?
Nope.
Oh, no,
no.
never mind. Your connection to the
you're
server
typing.
has been interrupted.
Oh, GG us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is. It just popped up.
I'm just gonna
Oh.
refresh. Just
Luckily, we don't actually need roll 20 for this part. At least not until we start rolling dice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's any parks in Baldur's Gate. I am document searching for the word park as we speak.
Go stand in a rich person's garden.
But there is space outside of Baldur's Gate if you walk far enough.
Fuck,
So,
you're,
I
you're
mean-
back. Oh, there everyone is.
I just had to refresh and it got everybody back in.
Look. Can't look at my map because I'm still waiting for it to reload. No. It's so slow. Oh, there we go. And there we go.
GG.
Yeah, I mean, definitely no parks as far as
Sad.
I can tell. But you could go like a good 1,000 feet out.
If you start at the
and be
rose,
in the
you're already
wilderness.
outside of the city. So
You are already outside the city.
is there a river over there that he could just like swim away from the city in?
There's a river down that passes through Baldur's Gate. Might not be very clean, but you
I
can
I
go
mean,
in it.
he's a swamp boy. He doesn't care about clean.
I mean, but there's a difference between swamp water and
And
people
oil.
littering and shit into
Industrial waste
I
water.
mean, crocodiles literally fight in bacteria-infested marshes, and they heal fully after their fights with other crocodiles. So don't fucking bullshit me unless you want to say you're worse than a crocodile. Them fucking ancient grandpa motherfuckers.
I mean, crocodiles are tough.
They're pretty fucking badass.
Yeah, they are.
They've been around for a long time, and there's a good reason why.
Yeah.
Pascal will have fun swimming in the river water, and scaring the locals.
Okay.
Kidnap children for fun. And just don't hurt them.
Whether this
Like,
is on purpose
Just
or
fucking
on
snatch a
accident is
kid
anyone's
and just be
guess.
like, shh, it's just a prank, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Other than the river and outside the city, your best bet is Dust Hog Hill, which is just a mountain. So yeah, you head away from the rose and down. Does Haskell into the city to the docks, or do you go around the city and just like jump into the water from there? It'd
Can
be
Haskell sneak into the city by swimming?
Probably.
probably.
Yeah.
He'll
Yeah,
do that.
probably. Fuck
Yeah, I mean, nobody's gonna notice the gray lizard in their polluted river.
If anything, he just blends in even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Garbage reptile. Let's go.
I imagine like if Haskell's going into the city and like into the dock area, if you like poke your head up above the water, then there are going to be people around, and you're gonna get weird looks. That the fact that you're in the water at all. So people don't swim here.
Imagine
mean,
not being able to swim. Oh,
Just attach a fin to your head and swim around the water just
my
below the
God.
surface.
Donna. Donna.
Yeah, you know those freshwater sharks that everybody has to be afraid of.
Hey, you say fresh water like the water is actually fresh. It's not. It's stagnant.
I mean, it's not salt water.
It's not salty, but it ain't fresh.
I mean,
I mean it is.
you're pretty
though.
close to the ocean.
It could be brackish.
Yeah.
You're like Baldur's Gate. It's like only like 40 miles out from the coast.
Well, usually
Yeah.
You're pretty close.
rivers dump into the ocean.
Yeah.
The flow of the water usually keeps the salt really close.
Yeah.
To the coastline.
Yeah. There's usually like almost a visible difference, like a
Yeah.
wall where you can be like, this is salt, this is not.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
I mean,
actually.
this water's
I could tell you
technically
a thing or
polluted.
two
This
about
is
these
not.
things.
Yeah.
this water's technically it's almost the same water that Haskell's home.
Wow.
It's
We're all nerds
come from
here.
the same mountain range.
Holy shit. Soren is not wrong.
Yeah.
There's a visible difference between freshwater and saltwater. What the fuck?
I'm
It's even
a little bit of a
weirder.
nerd.
It's even weirder when you think about like like SpongeBob, how they have like the water under the water. There's
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
There's literally stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a real thing. For sure.
Because of the density.
Yeah.
But yeah, Haskell goes and has a boys' day on the town, which is
Yep.
to say, boys' day in the water, in the town, in the city.
He's just gonna come back to the inn absolutely gross.
You're gonna be a little shiny.
Haskell, why do you smell like food?
Speaking of shiny, am I gonna find anything interesting at the bottom?
And all day
Give
fucking
me.
searching through garbage.
All day. sifting
You're a
through other
swamp
people's
rat.
garbage.
Roll a d100. On 100, you find something.
Give.
Like worthwhile.
Yeah.
Random junk table.
Just go to the trinket table.
D5E. Let's see. Let's see. Oh shit. These aren't good tables. Random trinket table. Roll me. Jeez. This one.
10,000.
A D100.
71.
71.
You find Eli's flight module.
Oh, that's where it crashed. Gnaws on
Give
it.
either a perception or investigation check.
Unfortunately,
Because you're there all
I know
day.
I know it won't have anything to do with smelling or hearing.
No.
Oh, fuck! Jesus Christ!
Give me another D100. You're there all day. You're looking. You're damn.
Consistent.
70. Consistency.
Yep.
You are there all day. It's pretty consistent.
Yeah. you, Haskell, you dive to the bottom of the harbor of Baldur's Gate. And you sift through the. It's pretty gross down here. There's a lot of sunken litter and stuff, and the first thing you find catches your eye because it's somehow still shiny. After being down here, it's at the top, so it likely hasn't been here very long. But you find like a fairly large size, like imagine like a dollar coin.
Okay.
In real life, a dollar coin. And it's like gold and has like some weird blue that's gotten a little scuffed as you like bring it back above water to look at it. Like gems, like little tiny ones around the outside of the coin. And the second thing you find is sitting like at the top of a just random mound at the bottom of this the harbor. And
This is
it
where we
probably
find out
also
that the thieves hide their shit underwater, and Haskell's just raping it.
and it probably also catches your eye because it would be able to glint in some sunlight that manages to filter down through the water. It's a glass bottle, and it is still fully intact. It does have some like water leakage on the inside. It's like a plug. But as you bring it back up, it seems to have a bunch of random multicolored wooden cubes inside of it. It looks like some of them have started to like disintegrate because this is water has been in.
Right.
Or like have some weird water plants growing on the inside. That's what you find in the bottom of the Grey Harbor.
Heck yeah.
Um,
So I got a large
Coin.
coin with blue gems on it.
yeah, and
Interesting.
and
A glass bottle full of multicolored cubes.
yep,
All right.
with some plants in it.
You know what? This is a successful day.
um, Z or Alba?
Yes.
Not sure what you two have planned for the day, if anything. There was questions about armor, but
Well, I can't really do much until I actually receive my gift from not Z, Gira.
mm-hmm.
So I'm probably going to go and speak to the barkeep of the Rose and offer to help him repair the building a little bit, because technically some of that damage was us.
Uh-huh.
I can't do
think,
much. It's just the mending spell, but I
yeah.
get some of it.
Yeah, I think all of it was you, technically.
He doesn't need to know that.
But I mean, yeah, the barkeep would happily accept help. Many of the people who were there last night seem to have cleared out of their rooms. Doesn't seem like this is good for PR. But yeah, as you offer your help to this poor barkeep, he would accept enthusiastically. They've been trying to put down like planks where like maybe closest to where Eli was standing when he let that fire spell off where it burned the longest. They put down some planks to cover it just in case it's unstable, but your help is greatly appreciated as you can actually slowly but surely start mending some parts of the
Yeah.
walls and the floor.
She can use magic to fix a few things, and she also has a bunch of like actual practical skills.
Yeah.
She's like a craftsman, a trained craftsman of multiple kinds.
Yeah. You're an artificer. You know
Yeah.
how to fix
I
this.
fix things.
You've probably dealt with bad floorboards before.
Yeah, I probably fix this shit.
Yeah. Um How? Z, do you
I'm-
remember?
Yes, go ahead.
You paid for 5 days in the roads, correct? I think you paid for that.
I think it was 5 days. Yes,
Okay.
5 days
Cool.
for 6 rooms,
Yep. Cool.
which
Um,
means tomorrow I need
the fifth.
to renew or stay.
I mean, I feel like we could talk to him and be like, I mean, we got assaulted in your. I think you should give us a week for free.
We also fixed all of the damage that the
Yeah, I
attackers
was
did.
asking cause Alba was helping
Oh.
fix stuff.
Yeah.
But he also no longer has any other customers because we were assaulted. So maybe just pay the man. Like it's no skin off our backs.
Look, there's nothing wrong with a free meal.
Maybe a day. Throw in a free day. But like, whatever.
Throw in a
Or we
free
can
day.
pay at
On
the
that
end
free
or
day, we
something
get
like that.
assassinated.
Just make we just make a deal with a bunch of local thieves to come and attack us every night.
Oh my god.
Pay the thieves instead of the honest fucking innkeep. Yeah, sure.
So we just come down the next morning. Like, are you serious again? How are you going to make this up to us?
That would definitely put him out of business.
Yeah. I suppose.
He should kick us out now. So
I mean, yes, he should probably kick us out if we're being practical.
I don't want no trouble.
Though, to be fair, we were told his place would be safe. So
Mm. And you guys, unless somebody did specifically, haven't told him that you were the people they were after. To be fair.
yeah, nobody told him.
yeah,
nobody-
he was unconscious.
He was
So
unconscious last night. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
As
far as you're aware, at least. Nobody told
we
him.
don't need to tell him that they were specifically
No,
after us.
I would probably go. One of the things that I would do during the day would be to talk to the innkeep, see what happened. Like if he's
Fucking
doing
Mark.
alright. Also, because last time I saw him, he was unconscious and had been bonked over the head, probably with a mace.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like check in if he's doing alright and you know what he wants to do with the situation moving forward, because it could happen again.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we're not certain why they attacked us, but it could happen again, and I don't want to cause any problems, but we also do need a place to stay, and we are paying.
Yeah, you speak with the barkeep, and to answer the questions you had before this moment, he seems to be doing all right. He would confirm, yeah, they came in and knocked me out. I imagine drove all of my customers out. But they
People,
didn't seem to want to do any further harm to me or whatever. And the guards last night ended up helping me. And as you go on to say, this could happen again. We don't know. It's possible, but we need a place to stay. He kind of looks at you and glances over towards the stairs, and says, well, you are currently my only resident customers. Your friend up there is helping repair any damages that was caused by those people who came in last night. So let's hope it doesn't happen again, and if it does, we'll address it from there.
thank you. I need to get going and start working on making sure that this doesn't happen again. Glad that you're doing all right. I'll be back. Evening. Excuse me. And I'm gonna spend most of my day going all the way down to the lower city to go to
Mhm.
the sea tower, ocean tower, river tower.
Yep. Sea
Which one?
tower.
Sea tower. It's the sea tower, despite it being on a river. But, yeah, I'll go to the sea tower and see if I can talk about like if they're doing anything about it, if they're doing an investigation, or if it's more like sort of a given that it's a sort of organized crime activity sort of thing, and it's not like they're gonna give specific attention to it. It's more like part of a bigger investigation. So.
Um. Yeah, you go in. You take the long trek out from the outer city up the roads, through the upper city and down to the lower city, to the sea tower. And there's someone else waiting, like at the reception kind of area, who you talk to about it. Give me an insight check.
Give me just 1 second. I'm discounting the gold that
Okay.
I'm gonna need to pay going
I
in
don't know
and
where
coming
this
out of the
tower
city.
is, but he just sees Haskell like climbing up out of the water.
I'm actually like crossing over the bridge, sees the movement of the crocodile under the water. Like, god damn it. Perception check.
Insight.
Insight. Insight it is.
Unfortunate that you don't have advantage.
Yeah. I am not. I wasn't about to use Tides of Chaos here. It's a little bit too early to start
What?
causing mayhem.
What?
Mayhem. Chaos.
It reminded me I had to reset my counter. You were at 6 last night. Yeah. You go to the sea tower and you speak with the lady at the reception desk. And like, is there people looking into this? What's happening? And she basically says, well, we have put out some more guards in that area for probably the next week or so, just in case anything else happens. But unfortunately, there's not much we can do outside of, like you said, sir, a bigger investigation to try and stop this from happening. I believe in the report it said everyone came out there alive, though, which is good. But unfortunately, not much I or we can do until we can get to the bottom of this. We have dispatched a few more guards. You get this feeling this is like the same. Yeah, they can't do much about it. They put some more guards out there to try and help keep you safe, but you know.
Got it.
Yep.
Yeah. Hell. I'm gonna have to do some investigating of my own then. Just to make sure that if we do go after them, that we can either find them first and foremost, because I don't know if they're going to be moving around. I don't think they would be able to move the entire place around. But I guess I'll go visit. I am blanking out so hard. I can only remember the name of the cat. Bori. I'll go visit Bori in dusk. And see if they. Well, also just to update them on the fact that, hey, you know, keep an eye out on you know on pretty much everything. Just watch your back, because somebody tried to murder us last night.
Yeah, Z, you head around the harbor all the way over to Boy Brightwood's home. He lets you in, and as you say this to him, he immediately like looks at you. You get the sense it's like, I knew this would happen. and we'll stop like talking to you. Like we'll cut off any conversation you were having before to like go get what you to identify as a spell book.
Yeah.
And he stops like the conversation. Is like, all right, we need to do this first. I'm glad you told me, just in case someone comes after me. Did you get the identity of who tried to murder you? Did they all die?
No, well, all but one of them died. We'd lost, yeah, head count, we're missing one of them, so, one of them must have gotten away. We do know that they were sent by Poppy, though. So.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, she's, like, would be, like a lieutenant in the grand scheme of things, in the underbelly. The town, city.
Ah, interesting.
What are they? Out of character. What was her title? Cause
Poppy?
yeah,
I don't think we got an official title for Poppy.
Did we not?
No.
Queen
No.
bitch.
I mean, she's under the Thatcher, we assume.
Yeah. Okay. So then, like,
She is
I
girl
think,
boss.
Yeah, I think she responds directly to the fetcher.
Interesting. Well, I'm afraid I probably can't do anything about that because I don't know her. But we can fortify here. Would you like to stay here? It is probably safer here than wherever you're staying.
No,
I don't know if I could fit everyone.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I do have some things to do tonight. Probably will take care of the problem. If not tonight, tomorrow. Should be fine. Besides, I don't want to put you in any more danger with than we already have. Thank you.
I appreciate it. And like as you're talking, he has his spell book open and was looking at some stuff, and eventually like puts one hand to his door, and you see a flash of like light blue magical light kind of like go over it and then disappear. And he shuts his spell book and continues with whatever you were talking about before.
Sort of like looking over to the door, like whispering more so to myself, sort of mental alarm spell, got it, sort of thing. Because I'd probably been instructed in what kind of spells are best for guarding places as part of my training. But it's like, I mean, I'm not usually guarding. I'm mostly doing the investigation on the field, so it's more breaking and entering. But yeah, it's like, all right, yeah, I got it. Sorry. Right. That was about it. If you happen to find any more information on any other locations that we can use to enter the undercellar, I'll appreciate the information. It'll help us a little bit. Otherwise, just keep low for a couple days while we fix this.
Unfortunately, I do not know any other entrances into the undercellar. It took a long time to find that one, believe it or not. Especially since I didn't want to leave. You can thank Dusk. The cat kind of like is sitting at his feet and meows up at you. And says, but yes, I will be here. Did you tell Bori about the meeting that you set up tonight, or do you leave that?
No,
out of it?
I'm leaving that out because
okay.
To begin with, I'm not okay with it, so I'm leaving that part out. What I will say though is, right before I leave, just a quick update on the investigation and the reason why. Well, very likely the reason why they're trying to kill us. Turns out, Lord Staunton, he's very likely being extorted by the Thatcher and his crew. They don't appreciate us sticking our noses into their business. But again, we're working on solving all of these issues.
All right. Well, I am glad to hear I was correct, and there is something behind this. I wonder if they're also extorting those other nobles. I don't know. I suppose we'll have to find out. Good luck, Azamet. I hope you don't get assassinated in the night.
Hi. Thank you, Bori. It's actually nice to hear those words, despite the implications. Stay safe.
Yeah, he wishes you goodbye, and you're free to leave.
Yeah. I'll sort of look around just to make sure that nobody followed me or was waiting for me to come out of that place as I come out, sort of thing.
Mhm.
Around.
Give me a perception check.
Sure. God.
You don't see anyone. This part of the city isn't super busy. Bori's home is right next to the gate that leads out to one of the outer city districts, the only one on this side of the Dust Hawk Hill that is known to be haunted. So it's like there's not many people around. So you don't see anyone waiting about. And
Okay.
I'm not sure how you want to go about the rest of your day. It's probably the early afternoon.
Yeah. I would be heading back to the roast because I need to group up with the
Okay.
party. Probably actually. Yeah. So I assume that we all agreed that we would meet up. Probably in at the Rose, and then head from there to Lord Staunton's house for the midnight meeting, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I will. Yeah. You head back to the Rose. I will say you didn't give a time for the meeting, just night. Tomorrow night.
Come on, it's a criminal meeting. It has to happen at midnight.
Also, I love
The-
that Z isn't like super keen on doing a meeting, but is super keen on fighting an entire organization.
Look, I don't like tricking people, but I am down to fight crime hand to hand, okay? I'm a sorcerer, but I will punch you into submission to go to jail.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. The words that were exchanged between Lord Staunton and Gira was, I can do it tomorrow. And then Gira was like, remind me that you know what to do. And he was like, tomorrow night in the back garden. I know. But yeah, you head back to the Rose, and Gira is probably last back. I imagine you like left a time generally when you'd be back in the note, and you let Eli know what time to generally be back at the Rose. Eli's very punctual. And Gira, you return back to the Rose. Haskell, with your new things, also return. Probably having air dried on your walk back to the Rose, no longer dripping wet.
Are these cubes too big to take out of the bottle? Like, are they just inexplicably inside somehow?
That's what I was imagining.
Okay.
I imagine at this point it's kind of like a weird terrarium because it has weird water plants in it.
This girl's just gonna like keep a terrarium, just like yeah.
I got a couple baby shrimp in there.
Self-sustaining ecosystem.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yes.
I like this. I vote for this. This is what I choose.
And I imagine Gira, you return. And maybe it's like getting close. It's like evening has started. Getting close to dinner time, and the rest of you are probably already downstairs. As you return, Gira. Not sure exactly how you want to go about giving gifts and explaining where you got them from, but you see your companions.
Everybody will be getting a bag with their name on it, and there'll be a tag that will pretty much say like from H.
From
And-
H?
Yeah. And I would give you guys the nudge, nudge, wink, wink of like our friends helped us out.
Oh.
Oh, nice. Good. That's good. Great. Open it up.
And everybody would just receive a bag of holding. I think that's
Mhm.
All right, because it's the bag of holding with the items inside.
yeah. So that way I'm not carrying around like adamantine plate armor and
Yeah, you know, you're just carrying around 5 bags of holding.
Does 5e have different types of bag of holdings, or is it just the one?
I think it's just the one.
It's just a bag of holding.
Yeah, there's no like type 1, type 2.
Yeah, not like in
Mhm.
Pathfinder.
It's just a bag. But that's dope bag though.
Mhm. It
Oh my
can
God.
hold 500 pounds and weighs 15.
I can shove people in here,
Yeah.
knock them out, put them in there, have fun. I can keep fresh food.
That's true. It's true.
Um. But yeah, you're all given your gifts. And probably sit down for a meal. A few people have arrived for like this time of night. It's not quite as busy as it was the night before. But there's a few people sitting around.
Travelers that just
And
don't know what happened last night.
yeah, something like that. Or like already drunk people. But other than that, not sure what time you want to head out to be there, at Lord Staunton's Manor. But as far as I'm aware, unless you have other plans, that's the plan.
I mean, I personally need to attune to the items that I just got, but other than that, I'm
Mhm.
good to go. Because boy oh boy, am I not leaving without attuning to both of these things.
How long does the tuning take?
An hour.
An hour.
Yeah, I need to attune to my screwdriver.
I need to attune to my boots.
Esco was gone all day, just comes back. It's like, oh yeah, my shield's normal. Puts it on, starts talking to him. No, this isn't right.
So if we have some time and we're getting the items today,
Mhm.
Eli would have come back because Gira told him to, but then he would be like, I need to go see Professor Black. And he would go see Professor Black, and he would come back with the new magic items installed into his body.
We would
Including the
probably.
bag of holding.
I would imagine like
Wow.
I would imagine like we all head out with you because you're heading into the upper city, and we already going to the upper city. So
Actually,
Yeah.
like it possibly could be that he goes when we start attuning. And we
Yeah.
meet him out there.
yeah, and then we meet him up there.
Mhm.
I don't actually need to attune to
Yeah.
the items that were provided to me, so it's basically me doing something for an hour while all of you guys attune.
Yeah, and we just all meet at the house if we would like.
Yep.
Mhm.
Mayonnaise.
Your dark vision's 150 feet here.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
With the goggles I got, yep, yes, it is. I can shoot
So-
one on my first range now.
So I would like to point out that I'm no longer wielding my arcane tablet. Because the Feywild shard can be used as spellcasting focus.
Oh
Oh,
no, I was thinking maybe like instead like the Apple symbol, like to avoid copyright, you put the shard over
The
top of
shard,
it.
yeah, blocking it, and now it says Feywild Enterprises.
Yeah.
Because it can be attached to a tiny object, so I sort of attach it to the back of my quote-unquote Apple
Oh my God.
tablet.
Perfect.
It's just a sticker of a
Um.
happy elf.
That's great.
No, but I'll. In all seriousness, I am not gonna be
Yes.
wielding my. I will be wielding the Feywild shard essentially instead of my arcane tablet
Mm-hmm.
moving forward. But I do have
Yeah.
the backup essentially.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah, you all eat dinner. Eli leaves. Then everyone else takes an hour, or those of you who need it, an hour to excuse me. Attune to your magical items. Eli, you head out. You go back to the I always mix up the names. I think it's the High Hollow Wonders. They're very similar. And it's only been like maybe half an hour since you left here. You head back in. You go back to Nicole Black's study. The door's still open. He's still there. Quill isn't there anymore. She left. She would have left earlier in the day. But as you show up, Nicole turns his head and sees you, and looks surprised, confused, but it's like, Eli, what can I do for you?
I have some fun extracurriculars for us to do. Would you care to hear me out?
Absolutely. And kind of like puts down what he's doing and turns to look at you.
Yeah,
as
Eli sort of, walks over, puts down the bag on the table, sort of
Mhm.
shoves his hand inside, really far inside. Like, goddamn, if he doesn't know this is a bag of holding, he should really know this is a bag of holding right now. And then he's gonna pull out the jug, and he's going to sort of like place it on the table, and then he's gonna pull out a lantern, and he's gonna place it on the table, and then he's gonna put the bag of holding beside it, and Eli's gonna stand there and scratch his chin, and he's gonna be like, "This stuff here," and he gestures to the 3 magical items on the table, and then gestures to his chest. These items here.
You want them in your chest?
Yes, but I could just put them in there. I think they need to be installed somehow.
Most likely, unless you want them to fall out when you open up that. I don't know if you have enough space.
Oh, I'm
there.
certain I do. Because that is a bag of holding. I have lots of space now.
Oh. So, okay. And he like stands up and like goes to picking up things that you set down and picking up things on his desk and his toolbox. And I imagine goes about like brainstorming with you where to put them. It's like you want the bag of holding like under where normally those healing potions you make come out, so that they just fall in there. And then like I don't know if you, Soren, have any ideas about where exactly you want to put them.
I think the lantern was gonna end up being installed sort of in the head sort of area where the lens shines out light from the bottom of his top hat and becomes like a lighthouse. So so the lantern frame or whatever needs to be like refitted to fit
Yeah.
on the inside of his hat. kind of thing, and then
Yeah.
the jug sort of connects to the pipes that put out the healing elixirs. So, like, there would be some sort of device already that allows the healing elixir liquid to come through, but then there would be now several more pipes, one of which does spurt out mayonnaise, which is a big deal.
Yup.
And it'd basically be a circulatory system kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he'd now
Yeah.
have like liquids going through him, and he can do stuff. And the bag of
Yeah.
holding pretty much just magically increases the amount of space. He basically becomes a TARDIS. Is the idea? So he just has way more space inside of him to fit
Yeah.
things in, to fit non-attuned magic items, and then attuned
Yeah.
magic items still are limited to the 3 slots, obviously. But
Yes.
there are USB ports for that, so
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, I think this Eli's thing would take more than an hour, just like flavor text wise. But I imagine Eli would have left before dinner because you don't need to eat. So it works out to once your friends are arriving here, you would be getting done. Which I was rereading the magic, the descriptions on these items, and as Eli comes out to meet the rest of you, you say goodbye to Nickel Black. He's basically like leaving with you, cause like it's late. He needs to go back home. As you come out to meet your friends, not only do you walk very heavily, now you're also constantly making sloshing sounds.
Hell yeah, my dude. I'm just full of mayonnaise.
God, no.
And you all meet back up together, properly attuned to your new magic items. Eli now incorporated into his.
Eli Incorporated, yes.
Eli Incorporated. And you head over to the Staunton Manor. At this point, it's going to be still pretty early into the night. If I said it was starting to be evening, 6, 7, it's probably like 8:39. If you head out as soon as you finish attuning your magical items. Do you want to go right up to the house? As you get there, you see still there are 2 guards waiting out front. They're Gira, you would know from probably casing the joint the other night. People don't seem to wait outside the back door. It was also locked, because I imagine Gira would have tried it. But there was also, that would be where the garden, back garden. It's rather small, but it has some flowers in it. But yeah, I suppose the question is, how do you want to go about waiting for Beltegar Staunton? He's not out here. Or how you want to go about just going directly inside. It's up to you.
I'm not sure what our plan is, honestly. I just thought this would be another way to approach him if we want to. We could also just call this off and just let the authorities know that we suspect he's being targeted by the Thieves Guild for some reason. We don't know the reason. We don't know for sure that it is, in fact, the Thieves Guild.
Well, if it is the Thieves Guild, I'd like to try and ascertain that. Narrow it down. Especially if we can I want to make sure that we're not targeted again. They do not appreciate waking up to an assassination attempt. So, if this is their doing as well, sure that Lord Storton is not harmed and we can have evidence as well as reason to go after them.
We should plan a sting.
That is essentially what I'm saying, yes. Thank you.
We just don't know when their actual meetings are. We just have to come here every single night until something happens.
I don't sleep. You can hide me in those bushes over there.
I think they have gardeners.
I'll just power down.
They'll
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 see it.
eventually find you.
Yeah.
You could bury me.
I mean, honestly, it wouldn't be a big deal for me to just sit here the entire time. As long as I stand in the darkness, nobody will ever see me. And then once it's daylight, I can just head back to the inn and sleep for 4 hours, and I'll be good to go.
Honestly,
That is true.
I don't think we have the time for that kind of slow, methodical approach to this.
Well, we do have 5 days.
Or, given that it's late, already quite late into the night, but
I mean, I don't know of any other, there's no way that we could get them both out here is the biggest issue.
We could also just take the Lord as a hostage. But only alert the ne'er-do-wells and not the authorities. Of course.
That seems like a bad idea.
sounds like a
Yeah.
terrible plan, but it actually might work.
I mean, it would definitely work, but we'd be bringing a lot of heat because the guards would look for him as well because his personal guards would notice he's missing.
Not if you are disguised as him, friend.
I can only do that for an hour.
They only need to see you for an hour. Say you're sick. It's all sounding pretty crazy. But is it?
Yes, it is.
I mean, if we could convince him to come into our protective services, I feel like that would be the better way to do this.
Disguise yourself as Poppy and convince him. It'll be very easy.
The issue
Actually,
is I
wait,
can't
no.
I can't sound like Poppy.
You don't need to talk. Hang on, you don't need to talk. If
That's
you
true.
show up to the meeting, and we show up to stop you as soon as you step out of the shadows,
Can I make a perception check to see if I see anybody around us? If anybody's tracking us?
Sure.
Or anything?
Give me a perception check. There is. You are standing in the upper district. I don't know where you're standing nearby the house. Whether you're like in the backyard, not the yard, but like in the back alley by the garden, or somewhere else.
Walk out, maybe. Just
I
because we don't
figured
want to
we
get right
we
there
could-
right
We
now.
could be taking like laps around the area while we're
Okay. But yeah, the upper city is pretty well lit, even at night. So as you look around, you see some guards patrolling. You occasionally see someone walk past, but you don't think you ever see the same person twice.
I mean, I guess that would work. But that's all riding on if the Thieves Guild is a part of this. If he even knows who Poppy is.
well, hopefully we can judge that from his reaction once he sees
Yeah,
you.
that works for me.
Mm-hmm. It would be rather important to learn that Poppy isn't involved in his extortion, if anything. Right now, we're just assuming. to clarify would be best.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. All right. I'll go. I'm gonna go and see if I can find a good perching spot from where I can see the garden. You need to get to a meeting, and everyone else. Where are you guys?
I mean, they could just rush down. Like you could like give a signal.
All right.
And Poppy would see signal, be surprised, and then you guys all rush in, and then I would run away.
That works for me. Got a couple.
Actually, before I get to the meeting, I'm gonna go return these documents.
Yeah, that'd be best.
So I'm gonna go in the same way I went in the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go and fly up to some rooftop and try to stay hidden while I'm sort of, getting a layout of the grounds beneath.
Oh, and I wouldn't use rope. I would just fly up to the window.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'll say, for the sake of things, Gira, you know your way in now, you know your way to the room. You'd be able to pretty, effectively get there. Give me a stealth check. Yeah. It's still fairly dark, around this home. But you do hear noises coming from when you get to the bottom floor, coming from where you identified the kitchen the night before. But nobody spots you as you make your way to where the safe is hidden. And it seems undisturbed at the moment. And so you're able to return the documents and then get back out, assuming you don't want to linger.
Nope.
Yep. Cool. You get back out. Z, give me a stealth check. Up on the roof. The rest of you, that being Alba, Pascal, who's spirit backed, and Eli. I imagine you're also looking for a spot where you can see Z.
Yes, I'm trying to essentially get on top of the nearest rooftop, across the street.
Yeah.
So that I can jump off and dive in, flying.
Yeah. So you find a spot where you can see Z. I don't know if there's any attempt to be made to hide. You could probably be out of the view of the back garden. To those who aren't Z, or Gira.
Yeah,
I know Tucker's not here, but.
Oh, you mean the for the rest of the group?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that I finally changed clothes and I'm not wearing my guard attire. I'm wearing dark clothes and I finally roll a good snow.
The dice know.
Yep.
They know. But yeah. Gira, you easily find somewhere to stake out. Your disguise self lasts for an hour, like you said. Do you want to cast it now and just wait? Or do you want to wait until you maybe see the door opening and you see him stepping out?
Yeah, I'll wait until I see the door opening.
Cool. Then some time will pass. You got here, it was once you settled down, it was past 9. You keep waiting. And it's probably 30-40 minutes pass. Closer to 10 now. Until Gira and those you who can still see, that being the door would start opening. And you'd first see Beltigar Staunton in his night robes, kind of poke his head out, and you see he's looking around. You get the sense to make sure nobody's there. It looks like he's looking to see if there's anybody around. And upon not seeing anybody, and interrupt me at any time if you want to step out. But as soon as he doesn't see anybody, he steps the rest of the way out, and in his hands, he is holding a small box and something else in like a bag. And Z, give me a perception check. As he's holding this in one hand, and
Oh my God.
you don't see shit.
Look, I'm like
and-
across the street on a rooftop. It's like
Yeah.
my dark vision doesn't reach that far. It's like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is he doing?
But Gira, you can absolutely see this. As he has a small box in a bag, medium size in one hand, like in his like arm against his chest. And in the other, he has a like a handkerchief that he's just holding to his chest, and he like closes the door most of the way, and goes over towards his garden, and will kneel down, put everything to the side, and will start digging in the garden.
Oh, so it's a dead drop kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's unlikely he's even ever seen him. But
Yeah.
once he is done burying it,
Mm-hmm.
that's probably when I'll step out.
As Poppy? Yeah, he finishes burying it and pats it, and you see he picks up the handkerchief that he didn't bury, and tries to wipe off his hands a little, with it. And as you step out into the light, that's being illuminated from like his like backdoor light, he stands and turns and sees you, and looks startled, and like glances down towards where he was just kneeling and burying something in his garden, and he smiles at you a little nervously, and he says, a fine night for gardening.
Do I see any recognition in his face or just fear?
Give me an
oh.
insight check.
Hey.
It looks like he is not necessarily afraid, more like there's a little bit of fear, but it's more like nervous and shocked,
Startled.
and,
Like, oh my god, there's a person here.
and a little embarrassed that he just got caught gardening. You get the sense this is a nobleman. There's a reason he brought a handkerchief. But he doesn't seem to recognize Poppy.
I'm gonna give him a sinister grin, but I'm not going to look towards what he was doing in the garden at all. I hope that at this point is when the party comes, but we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, when I see, because I can vaguely see what's going on.
Yeah.
Once I see that Lord Staunton sort of taken aback, stops, says something that I can't make out, and I can see the that quote unquote Poppy is sort of probably like changing their posture, sort of a little bit more menacingly, as maybe threatening to walk forward. I'll swoop down, and yeah, I'm firing a firebolt at Poppy, intentionally missing, but making it a near shot.
As you fire a firebolt, poof, it lights up the area. How close to the back garden are you getting before you set off the firebolt?
Let me double check actually what my range is on fire. I can't remember.
It's 120 feet. I think.
It is 120.
It is.
So like, probably it's like I'm still not entering the airspace of the garden. I'm like at the threshold, sort of thing. Like moving from street airspace into garden airspace when I let out the shot.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
Okay.
I'm like 60 feet away from Poppy, sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me double check. Okay. Yeah. You let off the firebolt. Whoosh! It hits the ground next to Gira Poppy's feet. And Lord Staunton like shouts in surprise as he takes a few steps back, like towards his house and towards the door.
Yeah. I'm just to clarify, I'm sort of still diving down as I'm shooting, and I'm aiming to sort of turn midair and land with my back to Lord Staunton, sort of making a gesture that like I got you, sort of blocking the way between Poppy and Lord Staunton. Sort of doing a show of the fact that it's like, don't worry, I'm here to protect you from the criminals, sort of thing.
And I imagine this might have been the discussed signal.
Yeah, we've done the firebolt before to the party.
Activating autonomous combat mode. Stop, criminal scum. Cease your debauchery. Fucking shoot an Eldritch Blast at Poppy. Fucking let's go.
How's it go? Hold, you have
you have violated
the law.
I hit Gira for 13 points of damage.
Jesus Christ. Wow. That's like half of my health.
Is it really? What the fuck? Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
I will point out
it's all part of the ruse. I have healing potions, I swear.
It's more than half of my health.
Yeah.
Just run.
I mean, when I was going to say, when he let out his firebolt, I'm just gonna, you'll get like a tisk kind of, just a, and then I'll just bolt.
Okay.
I was gonna like not give anybody else a shot on me. But, I mean,
it's exactly where you were standing then.
Alright.
It was a perfect shot. It was, but it isn't.
So I'll just dip over, just disappear into the alley.
You literally become invisible, yeah.
Yeah, literally as soon as I step into the darkness, I'm just gonna stop moving.
I literally hit you, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Because you weren't even there to begin with.
Yeah, as this sequence of events happens, the firebolt hits the ground. I imagine Gira notices this as Z lands, and Eli, Alba, and Haskell are coming around the alley that they were standing in waiting. And the Eldritch Blast hits the ground in front of Z. Gira escapes, and you can
Also,
everyone
probably circle around
Go ahead.
and then rejoin the group.
Yeah. As Eli and Haskell and actually is Alba with us for this? Yeah, she is, right?
I thought so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was just to make sure. Yeah. So like as the three of you are coming in, sort of rushing in to catch up, I'll turn to you guys and go like, just keep running after her. Make sure that she doesn't get away. And I'll sort of turn to Lord Staunton and like, Lord Staunton, are you doing all right? Were you harmed?
Resuming autonomous combat mode, and just firing fucking Eldritch Blasts into the darkness.
Yeah, as you turn to address Lord Staunton, he is backed up and kind of has his arm out to its full length, so he's holding onto the door.
I'm doing the I'm not gonna harm you hands up sort of thing. Are you alright? Are you alright?
Yeah, he now looks scared. He didn't quite when Gira was looking at him, but after all that, he looks scared. And he's still holding the handkerchief to his chest, holding above his heart. And looks at you, and he says, yes. Did we meet the other day?
Yeah, unfortunate sequence of events. We happen to have been targeted by the same kind of criminals. We're now trying to track her down. Are you gonna be alright if I leave you to your guards? I do need to chase after her. She did try to murder us
Criminal?
last night. Yeah.
I'm not. I don't know what you're. I was just doing some gardening.
He sort of trying not to chuckle when I say that. It's like
He's,
you're
he's
the
probably
wor-
like dug up some flowers by accident while he was wearing it. They're just like fucking everywhere. It looks like shit.
Right, but I literally fired at the criminal. I know who that is, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Will you be alright?
I should be. I don't know what's happening. And Gira, as you're looping around the side of the house, you would notice that the two guards out front seem to have noticed what happened, or at least heard some of what happened. And as you're looping around the side, they are also moving around the side of the house towards the back.
Halt, criminal scum. Cease your actions.
Also, it wasn't obvious I'd also be dropping the disc guns.
Uh-huh.
I'm just shooting at walls.
And if I notice Eli's still firing, I would very quickly, but Eli, no, stop, please. The guards will
Yeah,
be angry.
But yeah, once Lord Staunton sort of says that he's okay, right?
Yeah.
Sort of give him a nod and take off, flying after my companions.
Uh-huh.
Look,
Um,
the information we needed, we have gotten, and now I can come back tomorrow and talk to him during broad daylight.
uh-huh.
How about it?
Yeah. Then I suppose, are you all just leaving?
Actually, I'm gonna stay back and wait for
Okay.
everything to calm down, everybody to dip, and then I'm gonna grab the thing out of the ground.
Fair. Because
Okay.
why not? We need more magic items, friend.
Yeah. You hang out, Gira, as I imagine everyone else starts back towards the rose. Unless there's any complaints there.
Makes sense.
I mean, we might as well try and see if we can get into the undercellar tonight. We don't need to go back to the rose.
Mhm.
I'm guessing we have like a rendezvous point within the high city that we would gather up before
We
heading.
probably
to the
gather
rose.
back up at the tavern that we
Yeah,
chilled at.
probably like on the corner of the tavern. The corner of the street the tavern is at, sort of thing.
Okay. Then yeah, all of you head out to there. As Gira, you stick behind for a little while. You loop back around to the to the back of the house, staying pressed up against the wall, so the like overhang of the roof is casting a shadow enough that you can stay hidden from like the street lights or whatever. And as you like make your way back to the back, you start overhearing like the conversation that Beltigar Staunton's having with, and as you like lean over one of the guards, both of them aren't there, and he's like speaking to this guard like frantically, and he's like, they came out of nowhere and just fired a fireball at this lady who showed up for no reason. I was just doing some things out back the home. And the guard, she like looks down at him, and she like nods and says, "Well, they're going to get the rest of the watch. They'll make sure the rest of the place is safe. Why don't you go back inside?" And he's like, yeah, I'll go back inside. Thank you. Can you tell me when they get here? And she shakes her head no. And she says, no, we'll take care of it. You should get some rest. And he looks like he doesn't want to agree to it at first, but she like puts a hand on his shoulder and starts to like steer him towards the door, and he like slowly nods. And he is let back inside the home. And the lady who was standing with him looks around and then goes back towards the front of the building. I assume you want to follow her, unless you just want to leave it be from there.
No, I'm gonna go grab the box that you buried.
Yeah, great.
So she's leaving
You-
back up front. I'll just go snag it real quick.
Yeah. You watch as she leaves. As soon as she does, you step back out into the light and go over towards where he was burying things. And you are able to pretty easily pull them both out of the ground. You want to look here or wait until you group somewhere away from
Fly
her?
up onto the roof and then look on the roof.
Okay. Hey, you go back on the roof. You open the bag first. It looks like it's one of these silver. We discussed what the name of these things were when you were going through the things the candles are held in.
Oh,
Sconce?
Sconce.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those. It looks like he just pulled it off the wall. And in the other, you open it and it's a box with a ring inside.
Is there any writing on the ring or anything?
It looks like a expensive ring. There's no writing, but there's like a little gem set into it. If you had to guess, this is either an engagement ring or a wedding ring.
I can't not take it.
no!
um. Yeah, honestly, I'd probably just put them both in the bag of holding and then head out.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Sounds about
There's
right.
no- and there wasn't any note or anything.
Nope.
We don't know of a Lady Staunton, so it's not like anybody's using them.
We do know of a Lady Staunton.
She
She's
is dead.
deceased.
Yeah, but she's not using them. So we don't know a Lady Staunton that's using them.
And he's just gonna,
Technically.
he's just gonna hold on to the ring. He doesn't plan on selling it at any point. But
Yet.
I mean, maybe ever.
Okay.
We'll see how important it actually is to the guy.
Just bling out
Uh-huh.
Haskell even more. It's
Oh
whatever.
wait, no. JK, I forgot. This is my character's favorite fucking thing: is taking things that have like intense memories tied to them. JK, he's keeping this for us.
God damn it. It's like the kid who steals antique photos from parties.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? It's the one thing you can never replace.
Yeah.
You know what Roll20 could do with a fucking dark mode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This shit is
agree.
blinding me.
Literally, every web developer that exists should primarily create websites in dark mode.
You don't
with
understand.
a toggle for light mode.
You don't understand. Most tools for designing websites nowadays come
Yeah.
with the option
dark
of
mode.
already integrating dark mode.
Yeah, they sure do.
God damn
Yeah. But yeah, what? You're on the roof. You know where you're going. It's probably it doesn't matter. Decide from here. Are you going down the back again or the front?
I would probably just fly all the way to them.
Okay.
Fly
Um,
above the level of the light.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Invisible flight.
Cool. Yeah, you leave. And you fly all the way over towards that one tavern, whose name I could look up. but I'm not gonna.
It's the
Um,
ritzy place.
Yeah.
The ritzy place.
We'll just call it the Ritz.
The
I think we
Brit.
made the joke about it being the Ritz.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, you go back there. I believe it's in
Oh,
the Temple District.
I remember.
Yes.
It's called the something and tackle because it was two different shops in one. What is
Oh, it's the Helmet Cloak, is what it is.
Yeah, Helen Cloak.
it? Hem Club.
Yeah. I just saw it as I was flipping through my
Yeah.
stuff.
I just remember there was two shops in one, like two different places that had shared the name and location.
Yep. Then yeah, Gary, you meet back up with the rest of your party. Not too far behind them. You might even be ahead of them since you don't have to go through the streets. The winding streets of Baldur's Gate. But either way, all of you meet back up together at the corner of the Helm and Cloak, which is still open if you wanted to go inside. But yeah, you meet back.
Right. Everyone's here. Got it. Well, that didn't go poorly, but I don't think we really got anything out of it. Here, I couldn't see much of the exchange you had with them.
I am 100% positive that he has never met the people that he has contacted. At least, at the very least, not Poppy.
All right.
He was surprised to see anybody there. It looks like it's a dead drop. He just buries it in his garden and then heads out.
Right. Well, doesn't leave us with any other leads, I don't think.
Shouldn't someone stick around to see who takes it?
We don't know when their scheduled time is.
Also, Loki already has taken it.
I mean, I did go and check the contents, and it was there was no like note or anything, so
Right.
just random valuables from inside his home.
Got it. Did you return the documents you took from him?
Yeah, I did that first.
Got it. Right. I don't know about you, but I feel don't really have what?
Same. Every time.
I'm sorry.
God damn it. I was saying, I'm not sure, but I feel like we don't really have any more leads. I'm gonna have to go back and if I missed anything on my notes, but right now I would like to see if we can handle Poppy tonight. Make sure that we can sleep without assassins waking up.
That's gonna be tough. Like, my advice is to just leave it and we just find someplace else to chill. Because-
We could sit in Professor Black's office at the House of Wonders. I'm absolutely certain we would have to break in, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
First off, I'm sure they would mind. Second, we need to sleep, Eli. You can't just
You can sleep in that room.
You can't just go randomly putting people in danger for the sake of getting a room.
I mean, I'm sure we can find some place in the wilderness nearby that I can set up like a little camp for us.
Haskell sleeps in the river. People get up in the morning and think he's a corpse. He just rolls over. Is like, what?
There's like a duck sitting on him.
Yeah.
He fucking wakes up. Oh fuck! The duck fucking shits itself. Shits on
That's
Haskell,
fine.
technically.
Yeah.
Oh, duck.
Oh, duck. No, fly. If he ducks, he's dead.
Esco wakes up to a snack.
Yeah.
Oh, done.
Snacks on his chest, just fucking eats it and coughs up the beak and feet.
And some feathers.
Like an owl.
Yeah.
Some plastic from inside of its stomach. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's a fucking
I-
trashy river, okay?
That's quack.
Yeah. I like that.
I got too many puns in one go. So what are we doing?
Well, we've stolen his fucking dead wife's wedding ring and pretty much extorted him for every penny that he's worth at this point. I say we just move on. Who's the next richest guy? It seems easy enough. This guy's crazy. We just need to find somebody else who's crazy, and then we'll be fine.
In character, actually, no, hang on. Let's talk about it out of character so we can see if we continue doing this.
Out of character, I'm not too concerned about people coming to attack us again
No.
because they failed the first time around. So they'd either send really strong people, or they'd just give up.
Let it
And
be.
I don't know if what we've done to them really merits them sending stronger people and more attempts on our life. I think it was just like a warning kind of thing to not fuck with them. I think we're fine just staying at the Rose, and like if something does happen again, then we just follow them back to their base. We just like fucking pursue them, find another entrance, and then we're fucking golden. I think that's the play.
I agree. It's gonna be the easier plan.
Yeah, we don't have to think too much about it. I think we're safe enough.
Alright.
Mhm.
And then in character. Right. Let's hope don't come after us again. I suppose. Keep an eye out. Lay low for a couple days. Maybe we can dig out on them. Just focus on the dragon cult. Handle the Thieves Guild comes to it when they do. Everyone with me?
Mm-hmm.
Back to the Rose.
And maybe at a later date we'll clean up Baldur's Gate. But I say we just lay low. Hopefully everybody will forget about us by the time the cultists come through, and then we can engage them. Hopefully outside of the city if necessary.
Let's handle one life-threatening situation at a time.
I feel like this Dragon Cult business is way more important than some Thieves Guild in town.
I can agree.
I agree.
Cool. Then you all head back to the Rose. And is he sleeping in his room or Eli's room?
Eli's.
Just out of curiosity. Cool. You bunk with Eli again. And
Unless Eli has a
you
problem
all...
with it.
No, Eli doesn't care. Eli's not using the room at all.
Pascal
Eli's just
before
like, well,
sleeping.
why are you paying for your room if it's just empty?
I paid for it.
You've already paid for it, yes, but
Z just has a decoy dummy in his room.
Actually, yeah, like he would have gotten the 6 extra sets of clothes that he bought from himself, like rolled up and forming like a dummy underneath the sheets.
Garrett's just gonna sleep in his bed. He doesn't care. He's
Pascal-
unless they light up his room.
Pascal will sleep on his bed with his now talking Langdedros Cyan Wrath shield. Quote unquote talking. It's a shield of warning or whatever. And also he'll do some special stretches before he sleeps. Just in case. Because that's
Sick.
what I like to imagine him casting Gift of Alacrity for 1 minute is him doing special stretches to get the blood pumping.
you just do yoga.
Uh,
That makes me laugh
Downward
because when we
dog.
gave it to Gira,
I can just imagine you're like showing him how to stretch
Yeah.
properly.
Like like the fucking like in PE when you have like a partner to help you stretch and stuff.
Yeah.
Is Giro doing this the splits and then Haskell just pushing on his back to stretch his thighs? Yeah, come on, a little bit further, a little bit further.
I mean, I think that wouldn't be difficult considering I almost have a 20 dexterity, so I should be able to
Jesus.
put this out of the issue. But
Use it or lose it, though.
yeah,
Mhm.
And
Then yeah.
I'm fully armored, and I have my I'm like my rapier in my hand.
Yeah. Sick.
Eli will cast Mage Armor on himself before he sleeps because it will
Mhm.
persist for the entire time.
hours.
Yeah.
Mhm. Cool. Then, unless there's anything else anyone wants to do, you all go to sleep. And you wake up in the morning, fine and dandy. Just for, I suppose, because I'm not aware of anything. It's currently now the 27th. There's
Mhm.
30 days in the month. You know the cult's arriving on the 1st, or you have been told the cult's arriving on the 1st. Is there anything anyone wants to do between then and now?
Nope.
Nope.
I don't think there's any preparation that we can do. We just know that they're coming from the south. And we just
Destroy
sort of
the
need
No,
to,
no.
like...
Thieves Guild.
No, they're not coming from the south.
They are
They
coming
are
from
coming
the
from
south.
the south.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're coming from the south.
Explicitly coming from the south.
Aside from like,
That's what I thought.
I would say we set out on like midnight of the rolling from the 30th to the 1st. We set out like sleep during the day on the 30th so that we wake up at like an hour before midnight sort of thing. Set out on the 30th so that we can be on the southern end of the bridge on the 1st. And we can sort of camp out and ambush them, sort of thing.
I mean,
But aside from that, I don't have any preparations that we haven't
Do we
already
want-
done.
We just need to receive them outside of town, if possible. That's about it.
It's either
We
there.
saw how many there were.
well, it's likely that they're trying to smuggle things through the city. They're not trying to siege the city, so I doubt they'll be bringing everybody.
Yeah.
But we do know for a fact that, well, I'm pretty good authority that Rezmir the Black will be the one in this group.
How often
Kira could use his like
do-
sensing ability to sort of determine like,
How many
oh,
people are on the
there's a shitload of people like a mile out, but there's like 3 of them coming towards us, kind of thing. And we could be like, oh, well, here are the 3 coming towards us. Now we know where their camp is, kind of thing.
Yeah.
How
Also
common
note-
are giant trade caravans?
What?
How common would giant trade caravans be in this world?
In this
'Cause
world, it's
if they just
Go ahead.
if they just stop wearing their cultist robes and openly displaying that they're cultists, they could just be like, "Yeah, we're a caravan."
yeah, I will say it is very rare for common people to travel in groups less than a few wagons because it's very dangerous in this world.
Much like we did when.
Oftentimes, yes. Oftentimes it's around the 3 to 6 wagons traveling together at a time. Unless you're like a seasoned adventurer, you're not gonna go by yourself.
Yeah. And this is going to be like dozens.
There's gonna be
there are
If they all
100
come at
people.
once.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
they are all coming together, you're looking at like 100 people.
I mean, yeah. All I'm saying is, it's not improbable that they are legitimately just doing that.
Yeah. We have two points at which we can intercept them. Either when they arrive at the bridge, or we can try and wait for them at the lodge, the Foxglove. No, not Foxglove.
Foxtrot.
Fox Traveler. Yeah, we
Fox
could
Traveler.
also
Uh,
we could receive the front of their caravan, or we could just take off the back of their caravan.
Also note that the harbors wanted us to follow them to where they're going.
Yeah.
So that's why
Mhm.
we're north, because that's where they're going to be leaving is through the north. So we
Mhm.
could just chill the entire time until we see them leave.
We could
Mhm.
also take out the back end of their caravan to allow the front to go in and then like the midsection to go in without realizing that the back is really gone. We could lessen their numbers but not
So-
stop them from proceeding forward.
Very lax security.
I mean-
I would suggest against that because they would know those people are missing regardless of how well we do this.
I suppose.
And we
The
don't want them
bandits.
to know that we beat them here.
Yeah. We
But
don't
we
want.
could just say the
We're
hot
trying to be
bottom
stealthy and follow them.
Yeah.
We need to know where their main operation is, not attack them now.
No, in that case, we should stake the Fox Traveler place. Split the party. Some of
No.
us.
No, we should be at the north gate. Because that's where they're gonna leave from to go north.
But we need
should
we need to know that they came into the town.
we'll
That's-
know
that's
when we
what
see a
the
caravan leaving
Thieves
through the north
Guild
gate.
outside is for. They're gonna send word when they see them.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That-
we
that was
know
our
when
whole
they
reason
come
for
through the
talking to
south
Hot
gate.
Bottom Sisters.
We know when they come through the south gate, and then we'll see them leaving the north gate. Because that's the only way for them to get out of the city to go in the direction that they want.
Not necessarily. They could break through the wilderness from the outer city, heading north.
I remember that path out of character. I remember that path being like really hard to even walk on. Wagons couldn't
Would
go
want
on
to get
that
a
road.
wagon, yeah.
Yeah, so they would have to go through the city, 100%. So we need to be where they're leaving from,
Mm.
and just not miss them when they leave, so that we are on their tail. And
I mean, we could just
don't
wait for them to
guess.
come in, because they'll attract attention anyways, regardless of how large the caravan is.
yeah,
Right?
like we're gonna know.
Yeah. And
Alright.
then when we know that they've entered, we can just wait at the north gate.
That's
I'll
what I'm saying.
also
Yeah,
say,
I agree.
just in case you forgot, Mr. Akin Celebon, Ontharfroom's contact, who he sent you to speak with, did also agree to let you know when people of note came through his
Hired.
shop, because
Yes.
he
the
sells
one-
out all new wagon stuff. He
Yep.
monopolizes in
Mhm.
this district.
Yeah.
Alright, then yeah.
This is a rich man.
I guess we're just waiting. Then we don't need to
Mhm.
We've done the field work to know when they're
Yeah.
Aw.
heading
We're
out.
not gonna topple an entire thieves guild at level 3?
4.
4 rather?
Yeah, I feel like that's not a great idea.
No,
Power leveling.
not
Let's
after
go.
they tried to murder us in our sleep.
Maybe
Not
after we
great.
kill Tiamat, we'll come back and take care of him.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
we'll sneeze. We'll sneeze
Level
after we kill
20
Tiamat.
adventurers.
Yeah.
Or level 17 adventurers.
Hey, Poppy,
But-
remember that time you tried to murder us in our sleep? Fuck you!
But
Going,
guys,
like bathed in the blood of a god and just having like fucking like deific food.
Haskell upgrades to the Tiamat shield, where it's just
Yeah.
like a little bit of each of Tiamat's heads.
Oh
on
my
one
god,
shield.
just like all of the eyes attuned to a shield.
oh god.
Also,
Alright.
it would likely be just Gira lighting like a match, just to give
Mhm.
light so she can see my face as I like plunge a dagger into her.
Oh, like the fucking the Mariner's Revenge song thing.
I
Uh,
made.
Cool.
Then we're waiting.
Then, yeah, you guys wait through the rest of your time in Baldur's Gate, doing whatever downtime things you decide to do. If you were to ever go see Bori, he would express disappointment that is not being followed through with, but would understand. You did almost get assassinated. And say that he will take care of it and probably not give any more details.
Ori, please.
Just like
Don't.
just like in the paper in a week, like a few weeks from now, there's just like an explosion in the sewers and it's like must have been all the built-up gas, but it was actually him just like fucking tossing fire everywhere.
Maybe he can cast Fireball and just fucking
Very
explodes it. You
paranoid.
never know.
Just fireball. Just fireball. Just fireball.
Fireball.
Just fireball.
And Eli, as you spend all of your time in Baldur's Gate at the Artificer's house, as both a in-game this makes sense and a out-of-game, Ollie feels bad that you were out of several sessions. Eventually, Nicole Black, probably around the final days that you are staying in Baldur's Gate, approaching the first, Nicole Black would have been able to sort of restore some of those flight modules you were telling him about, not to the same extent. You cannot fly, and I'll send the thing I wrote up for you in the chat so you can just put it into your character sheet. It will count just as a racial thing.
Oh, sweet.
But
Hell
he
yeah.
will have been able to restore some of the function of your flight modules and for the stream and as I send it. Basically, a number of times equal to your constitution modifier per long rest. You can take the dash action as a bonus action.
Oh, okay, sweet.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
And then, yeah, eventually the first will roll around. And you guys are hanging out at the Rose. There's no sign of anybody coming to tell you anything until later that night. Somebody, you don't recognize them, it's like a young boy, comes into the tavern and looks around and notices at least one of you down here. I imagine most of you down here waiting for some sort of note.
We're probably
and
taking
he...
turns.
Yeah, taking turns on watch. Here, ready? 1d5. There's 5 of you, right?
Mhm.
1, 2. Haskell is sitting down in the rows. And you see a younger boy, he's probably like 15, comes in, looks around, notices you, and looks a little
Giant lizard.
apprehensive, but seems to have recognized you in some way.
Literally just like the entire walk here, he was just like, please don't be the lizard. Please don't be the lizard.
I imagine the
Yeah, you look-
instructions, like, having to specifically describe there's one elf, and everyone else in the party is just, well, if you see a giant robot walking around, he can only be the one robot in all of Baldur's Gate. Same goes for a giant lizard man. There's a tiefling. I mean, if you find the tiefling, find the tiefling.
There's a winged tiefling.
Wait,
There's
Yeah.
probably only one of those in Baldur's Gate.
And he slowly approaches you, Haskell, and looks. Haskell doesn't sit in chairs. I imagine Haskell either
No.
stands or squats in chairs.
Slot.
He completely ignores a chair and he
Uh-huh.
squats and kind of just uses his tail as like a tripod.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. You're squatting in front of a chair. And this poor boy approaches you hesitantly. And he says, excuse me, are you familiar with Mr. Akincelabon?
Estel will look up from his multicolor cube terrarium
Uh-huh.
as he has noticed there are tiny creatures inside and he thinks it's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
And will look up and like kind of blink at him for a second and then nod.
the boy will reach into like a messenger bag he has on, and like rifle through some things for pulling out a envelope, and it is sealed, and like he is standing pretty far away and kind of like has to extend his whole arm to hold it out towards you, and kind of like gestures for you to take it.
Yeah, Hesco will take it with his much longer arm reach.
Yeah. As you take it, he pulls his hand away and says, he just asked me to deliver this to you. Bye. Goes to turn around and leave.
I hope now Heskel thinks that's how you hand things to other people and only does that for now.
Yeah, you just only hand it at like complete arm's length away. Didn't even want a tip.
He don't want shit.
Haskell will open the letter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you open the letter. Inside, you see it looks like it's kind of like a professional document. It's kind of like how when different companies will have pieces of paper printed already with like the company stuff up on the top. And it just says Celebon's equipment surfaces and like an address. And in the actual contents of the letter, you read, it says, "Dear friends, earlier today, a dragonborn and a friend of hers stopped by my shop. It was quite strange, for the man was wearing a wool hat in the middle of the summer. I know you all enjoy the wonders of strange folk passing through Baldur's Gate just as much as I. Perhaps I could interest you in stopping by my shop so we could talk further about this and many other things." And it's signed, Akin.
Alright.
And I could put that in chat if you are interested.
Ass kicking time.
Please do.
Letter.
Except not
I
ass kicking.
understood everything you said, but I consumed
Stalker
things better when
time.
I could read them.
Yeah,
Sneaky,
I don't have it as a
I
handout,
did-
but I can put it in the notes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I caught all of it, but
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
it never hurts to have it at hand if we ever
Yep.
need to reference it.
I mean, yeah, if Haskell like kind of generally knows where everyone else is,
Yeah.
or at least Z, because he recognizes him as like one of the more responsible people. Will
AKA the party's mother.
deliver the
I
letter
got
to
it.
Z. I mean, Haskell sees himself as the most responsible.
All right. Yeah. Z is probably like probably napping when we get the thing, because he's like taking naps in order to be ready at any time. Take it
Power nap.
quickly. Yeah, quickly read through it. It's like, all right, Haskell, get everyone. We're heading to the place. We might be leaving in any moment, so if you have anything that you need to pack up, pack up. And I'll go fetch. I'll probably like point at like Gira's room, and I'll say I'll get Alba, get Eli. Come on, grab all your things. Go. And I'll go knock on Alba's door. It's like, hey Alba, come on. Time to head out. And
I
mean,
yeah, you.
I'll grab my
Go.
bag, which probably is already made. Like I have the to-go
Go
bag
bag.
sort of thing. Stuff it into the bag of holding and get going.
Yeah. You all get together and head out of the Rose. For maybe the final time. You gather up your stuff and head out to Celebon's equipment services. And you get there. It's probably like 5 or 6. You open the door. It's just a shop. You can walk on in. And you see Akin Celebon, the man you had spoken with prior. Looks up, sees all of you, and as the last person steps in, he like goes to step around the counter and says, "Can you flip the sign closed?" I don't want to risk this information getting out anywhere else. I hope the letter wasn't too confusing at all. If it was,
No,
I didn't want to put.
It's plenty clear. It just reminded me that it's getting pretty hot lately, and we need to get moving north. I want to get back to Neverwinter. It's so much nicer, the weather over there. And
You know,
also,
it's really funny how the further north you go, the colder it gets. But the city that's north of us is called Neverwinter, where you would assume it's never winter. However, that is not the case.
uh, actually, there's a lot of interesting things about Neverwinter. Remind me to tell you all about it afterwards. But first, and I'll go over to the door, flip the sign, close the door, put like a. I imagine there's like a lock on the inside. Lock it and then sort of turn. Right, let's talk.
Yes. So it was earlier today. I didn't get a chance to get some and letter until now, or until 30 an hour ago. But and he will go into explaining exactly what happened at his shop earlier. He will explain. It was not a dragonborn who he saw at his shop, but a black half dragon. Which is startling by itself, but you also had told him specifically to look out for one.
Yep.
And
Hard to
the
miss.
man who was mentioned to be with her was wearing a wool cap in the middle of summer. And he could also tell you he was quiet, but the little he did speak, he was speaking with a Thayan accent. Thayan. And he explains he tried to initiate some small talk, and he tried to ask her when they were leaving, and she said as soon as possible. And obviously she didn't seem to want to give any details. But he will go on to suggest, I suggest you shoot to leave with a caravan that goes out tomorrow afternoon. You can go, unless you plan on stopping them before they leave, but you can go to the tent saloons, the most north of here. You can find someone to get you hired onto a caravan, either as a guard or something to accompany them that way. I don't know if you'll be able to recognize the people you're looking for there, but if they are leaving tomorrow, you will see them there.
Right.
I can also tell you they left in some sort of curtained, I don't know if I can say this, palanquin? If
Yeah.
that's how you say it. A curtain palanquin. And I didn't get to see very well the people outside that were helping carry it, but there was, I think, an elven man with them and a young woman with very short brown hair. And the elf had long dark hair, if that would help you at all.
Does that help us at all?
It gives you a description of some of the people who were with her.
We don't recognize the descriptions as anybody we already know.
No.
Specifically, that none of that matches the description of the one person that I'm concerned might be involved in this, which is the one of the sons to Lord Neverember.
Yeah.
I don't
Nope.
think so, but yeah. 'Cause-
No, I think it's Renee. Remember? If I remember.
Yeah, Renner. Renner being the son. Prince. You say it was a woman with short brown hair and an elven man?
With long dark hair, yeah.
With long dark
With long dark hair.
Got it. Alright, yeah, right. Doesn't ring a bell, but we'll keep it in mind. Just to make sure that we can recognize the get in onto the right caravan. Right.
There is only one that leaves a day. So if they are leaving tomorrow, it will be the one that leaves shortly after sometime. It should give you plenty of time to find someone to get hired onto, but
Right.
if they're there, it'll be them.
Okay. Thank you for your help again. Sorry, I'm. Oh, and if you can send regards to the rest of our mutual friends, we
Mhm.
we really appreciate the help they sent us.
Of course. And if you need a reference trying to get hired on tomorrow, everybody knows me. So feel free to use my name.
All right, thank you. Anyone else need anything? Otherwise, I think best we get some rest and go talk to some people. Get ourselves hired as a.
Haskell will just nod.
I imagine
as,
we. Go ahead.
as we all leave, just before Gear like turns around and closes the door, he'll toss a bag of gold at him, just as a like a thank.
Yeah, he catches it and gives you a smile and a nod as you're leaving.
It's 15 gold pieces.
15? Okay, cool. That's good. Then yeah, you head back to the Rose for one last night. I assume at least. And once again, you haven't had interrupted nights of sleep at all. Since that one night, once again a calm, quiet night. I imagine you all getting up early in the morning to head out to go out towards the tents that Akin Celebon pointed you in the direction in.
Before we go to sleep, actually,
Yes, go ahead.
Haskell will like approach Alba
Mm-hmm.
and say like, "You seem so metals."
You've seen some metals.
Dale.
Sorry, was that directed at me? I'm a little out of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that?
Haskell asked. Well, he more said, "You seem to know metals."
Yeah.
Uh,
In regards to what?
we'll pull out the large coin with the gems on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Abba will look at that. She's interested in metal, in jewelry. So yeah, this is definitely something she'd be curious about at least. Like, yeah, like look it over, try and get an idea of if it has any meaning to it or if it's anything value.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it seems if you could probably fetch a pretty penny for this. Would it doesn't seem magical in nature. As you turn it over in your hands, give me an investigation check. I assume it's better than your perception, anyways.
Investigation, yep. Son of a
Uh-huh.
bitch. I've talked myself turned on. I rolled a 23.
It's good enough for me. Not a very important check. Yeah, you turn it over in your hand. It seems relatively the same on both sides. It doesn't look like it's for like flipping heads or tails, but it does seem like it's weighted around the edges in a weird way.
No. I mean, I guess you'll flip the coin and see what happens.
Hey, you flip the coin, like over a table, and it goes to land, and it kind of like does the like jump a few times, and then it lands on its side.
Huh. That's cool.
That's the best coin I've ever heard of.
Haskell will marvel at it.
Alba will take it, pick it up, and flip it again.
Yeah, you flip it again, and it lands on its side. On the
Wow.
edge.
That's fuck me. That one has taken some work to get right.
If Haskell tries to like push it over, does it just fall over?
Yeah, if you just push it, it falls.
It doesn't like try to right itself. Okay.
Oh, I
Good.
mean, if you push it really lightly, it might try to right itself a little. But like, if you
But if you get
tap
it
it,
at a 45-degree angle, it will fall.
yeah.
As Haskell essentially like lightly taps it and then slowly gets harder to see how it works.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, Haskell, this is a weighted coin. If you flip it, it'll land on its side, apparently, which is pretty impressive, really. I don't know why anyone would have this, but it's probably worth a fair bit, or it's just an
Imagine a game
interesting
of
thing to
chance
have.
in a bar where you walk up to somebody and you say, "Hey, let's make bets on which side this coin will land," and they say, "Sure, I bet it'll land on this side," and you say, "I bet it'll land on its side."
I mean,
100 to 1 bet. Let's go. And then you win. That's what
yeah,
it's for.
that's a potential.
Somebody will
But
fall
where
for that.
everyone will know that it's weighted.
Yeah,
You
I
only need to
imagine
win
that'll get
once.
around fairly quick, though.
It is
Yeah,
100
but-
wins.
Also, I'd like to point out that if you do that, they will likely just attack you.
Yeah. Also,
Fine.
you pull out your special coin and say, "Yeah, I'm sure this will land on its side." They're probably just gonna say, "Yeah, that's 'cause it's a fucking weighted coin,"
Yeah.
which it is.
Right.
I can't think of any other use for it. So,
Haskell will just pocket the coin.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's where did you say you get that?
The bottom of the river.
Okay. What?
I
What?
also
Why were you?
found it. It'll like gently put the bottle on the table.
What is that?
It's a bottle with colorful cubes inside
and a little snail,
and
Eli points out.
pictures.
Does it do anything?
Haskell shrugs. I haven't tried shaking it yet. Just kill everything inside.
I was gonna say a tiny bottle that had little creatures in
Well, he hasn't tried shaking it yet.
it.
It is now graveyard.
Also, I would see if there was any magic in the wedding ring.
Nope.
So like basic, yeah. I figured that, but
Basic ring.
Right.
how hilarious would it be if it's like some like fire resistance shit? I just keep holding on to it, not using it.
That's all I wanted to do. Haskell wanted
Okay.
to get some answers on the coin.
Then yeah. Then unless there's anything else that wishes to be done, you all go to bed for one last night in the Rose. And I imagine get up pretty early and start heading out to the northernmost part of the northernmost district of Baldur's Gate. And this feels like a good spot to end for the night.
Yeah.
All right. In that case,
As always, hope you enjoy.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna close down stream. So bye stream.
Last
Bye,
stream.
Bye
Bye.
bye.